Welcome in. I am the Crypto Bull God in for a night live stream for All in the Charts. If you appreciate the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, drop me a comment. You got click the bell icon for all notifications to know when I go live each and every single weekday. I hope everybody's having a really nice weekend. Real quick, you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and TradingView. It is one word. It is Crypto Bull God. I hope everyone is having a very nice weekend. Pretty chill here. As you guys might be aware, I had shared this last week. I'm actually going to be traveling for business this week. So I'm going to be way up north outside the state of Florida, traveling into my company's headquarter location. So I'm planning to bring my personal laptop with me if I can get like 1 or 2 live streams in there. But I'm not banking on getting any live streams out. I just know that it's going to be a very filled week. Not just being in the office, but there's activities that are being planned outside of the normal work schedule. Sucks when you try to get a hold of someone and they completely ignore you for an hour and a half, and oh well. So I'm going to be kind of off the grid this coming week. I'll do my best to get on a live stream, but it's gonna be a little challenging, right? Now, keep in mind, I had tweeted out today, guys. Let me know who's in the live stream. Would love to hear from everyone in terms of who's here. I had tweeted this out earlier today. There's a lot of work I had put into a few videos that are coming out this weekend. I'm publishing as the week goes on here. One, and probably the most important video that you guys could tune into, the one that is posting at 12 midnight tonight, so the one that will be there tomorrow for you guys. It's talking about some charts on Bitcoin that are looking worrisome to me. It's not clickbait, it's the truth. I'm just providing you, what's up, Nick? Glad to see you. This is more your speed, right? This is more your time. So in that video, I share... I think there's 6 charts that I speak to. We're only going to cover one of those charts today. We're not going to talk about Bitcoin ad nauseum because I really did a good job of robustly covering that in the TA video. So make sure that you cover that. Make sure that you listen to the introduction of the video so you don't miss my premise in terms of where I think we're at in the bigger picture, right? And what my overall outlook on the market is. What's up, Ricky? Glad to see you. Glad to see some people who are... typical individuals who support the channel on a regular basis showing up at a different time. Thank you, Ricky. Appreciate to see you here. Make sure you check out that channel, that video. Then there is a video dropping on Wednesday. We're going to talk about Harmony 1. There is a rare buy signal that is printing. I clearly explain what that rare buy signal is in the Harmony 1 chart. And then the last video that's going to be dropping this week, I am talking about an altcoin. I'm not going to drop what altcoin that is right now, but I do see an altcoin flipping Bitcoin in terms of its market capitalization next year. So make sure that you tune in for that on Friday. So I will be out of town Monday through Friday. I'll be back in South Florida late Friday. So I will be back at the live streams every day the following week. But this week's going to be a little rough. So did want to preface the live stream by sharing that. But again, drop me a comment. Let me know who's on the live stream, and share if you did anything exciting this week, and anything this weekend, anything outside of crypto, anything exciting that you had going on. Would love to hear about it. I'm seeing the camera view in the background. This is the night vision. This is what would happen if I was a night owl and we would do the live streams at night, which I'm clearly not. CBG is going to be in bed after this. Got to get the coffee set up and going to be in bed. So. But let's talk about the charts. Let's see what we have going on in the charts. So probably what I'm going to do, these weekly candlesticks are set to close in 7 minutes, okay? Siete minutos, okay? Now it's 6 minutos, 6 minutes, all right? Now, we're going to have to flip this to red, right? We did not, and this isn't surprising. I wasn't anticipating it. We did not get the bullish price action I was hoping for a quick reversal to the upside. And I go into this and extend on my video that drops tomorrow. But right now, what I do not like to see, what is bearish, what is not healthy in price, it doesn't matter how bullish you are in the macro, it is not good to see in price. we are getting a huge, thick red candlestick that is not only closing below the 200 simple moving average, which is the thing that concerns me most, but if you look at the price level here, look at where we're closing. Nothing's going to change in 6 minutes dramatically, all right? Look at where we're closing here. We are, let me make this an orange line. We are encapsulating this huge weekly candlestick, right? So when we made our huge move up here, okay, huge movement up here and we were consolidating, we completely now negated all of this price action. It's not good to see, guys. Again, I can be as bullish as I want to be on crypto. I can be as bullish as I want to be macro. But when I look at this weekly chart and I see this sort of price action, this is not bullish, okay? And it's nothing to scoff off and ignore. You need to pay attention to this, okay? One of the things that I didn't hit on, I actually don't think that I hit on this very well in the TA video that I uploaded for tomorrow. And I want to make this point clear. I always share with you guys what my primary hypothesis is, okay? And I always share with you, I'm very open to being right or wrong. I've been wrong plenty of times. I'm going to be wrong more times and right plenty more times, right? So one of the things, the direction that I'm sort of going with this, what's up, Frankie? One of the ways, one of the directions that I'm going here is that I am open to the possibility that if we do get a deeper correction here, while it's still macro bullish, right? Even if we come down a lot lower than I'm anticipating and we come down to this region, I'm just paying an arbitrary region, we're still printing higher lows, right? And we're still printing higher highs, waiting for the next higher high to come in here. But if we do something like that, what it is essentially saying at that point, depending how far we drop, is, the all-time high, printing a new all-time high in Bitcoin, getting a euphoric top in the markets is going to take longer than I was expecting. That's really the direction that I'm going here in terms of how far we correct. And one of the things, I'm not stealing any thunder from the video that's dropping tomorrow, but to speak to something here, welcome in, Kathleen. Good to see you. Be the enforcer now. Good to see you, Kathleen. But one of the things I do speak to that video and I want to articulate very clearly to you right now, I'm going to look you right in the face. Look at me as I'm looking right in the camera right now. We need to make a sharp recovery here. There are many reasons I point out in my video. I do not want you to miss this. We need to make a sharp recovery here. I don't want to see price at these levels in 3 weeks. That is not what I want to see. It doesn't mean in the grand scheme, the macro perspective, that we're still not going much higher. It doesn't mean we're dropping to 15,000. Fuck the 15,000 people and the 10,000 people. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that if we're really going to see a blow-off top in Bitcoin, which I'm leaning, like I said, a little bit more towards early next year, if we're really going to see a blow-off top going into the halving, we need to make a V-shaped recovery here. We can't be dilly-dallying around and being at 25, 26,000 for the next 3 weeks. That is not what I want to see in price, okay? So I do not like the price action that came in this week. Look at the price indicators. Look at the stochastic RSI. Now, this thing's going to print in 2 minutes. I don't suspect this thing's going to drop below 20. But really, even though we have a drop on the stochastic RSI, the main thing I'm watching for at this point is that we don't go below 20. You can see on the... Hold on. I have it so minimized here. You can see on the MACD, not only do we have a negative cross, which is not good to see, but look at the histogram picking up bearish, right? Again, I've studied charts long enough, guys. I've studied charts long enough, okay? I know I don't have 500,000 followers or subscribers on my YouTube channel. It doesn't mean I haven't been evaluating charts for a long period of time and can tell you this much. When you see this much downward momentum in price on the MACD, okay, unless if there are some swift movements up in the next couple of weeks, this is just going to continue to drift lower. You don't want to see that, okay? I'm still a bull. I'm not bearish. That's not what I'm saying. But there's enough caution flags being thrown here that Bitcoin, you better pick it up, all right, for yourself and the rest of the market. So that's what I'm seeing on Bitcoin right now. Again, if you want more detailed analysis, there's like a 20-minute video that is coming out tomorrow. sit down and pay attention to all the charts I go over. I go over 6 charts. 6 charts. So you can take a look at that tomorrow. Ethereum. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Now, Ethereum, despite what a lot of people are saying, let's get off the Bitcoin chart. Despite what a lot of people are saying about Ethereum, I actually see more bullish momentum in Ethereum than I do on Bitcoin. A lot of the technical indicators here, okay, we just closed out the week. Maybe we'll take a look at Bitcoin real quick. Yes, the stochastic RSI is lower. It's at 11, which is not good. RSI is at 45. MACD is curling down. But I'll tell you what I mean here, and I'm just focusing on price action. I love the clearly upsloping line here, okay, the increasing line that we're seeing, and the fact that we wicked below the 200 simple moving average in the 50, but we didn't close below it, right? Wouldn't shock me this week to see Ethereum come in and play this area again and wick above it. But right now, what I like to see on the weekly chart for Ethereum is we're retaining candle body closes above the 200 simple moving average. I'm not overcomplicating the chart. I never overcomplicate charts on this channel. It really is this simplistic in nature. We could go into a more in-depth analysis and I could start drawing 20 lines on this chart, but it's not going to help anyone. Let's just pay attention to the fundamentals and the things that are most important from a TA perspective. We have candle body closes above the 200 and this 50 is sort of floating around the 50 is floating around the 200. Now, what ideally I'd like to see in the next couple weeks here is a push up. This would bring the 50 to curl back up above the 200 and the 200 would continue increasing up at a higher rate here. Let's go back to Bitcoin, actually. I want to see how the week closed out here. Stochastic RSI is at 17. So what we need to see, we didn't cover the hash ribbons. I should probably talk about that. That was something we haven't spoken about on this channel in a while, but maybe we can cover that. But the stochastic RSI right now is at 17. Okay, it's at 17. And it's, as you can see, it's printed at 17. But if we do get a green candlestick and we continue pushing up with price, that's going to push this stochastic RSI above 20. So the only thing that would really put this in jeopardy in terms of going lower is if we get another red week this week. We really, as long as we get a green week this week, we can continue to push higher. You know, actually, one other chart I wanted to look at with you. Let's take a look at the 12-hour. Now, I talk about this in nauseum in the video that's releasing tomorrow, but I did want to talk about one thing. Now, I put on some really simplistic price points here, some nice round, easy figures, right? This should be 28,200, 28,193, just 28,200. Look at this 26,300. Now that we've broken below 26,300, what is it acting as? Resistance. Okay? We can't even push above 26.3 right now. There's definitely a lot of weakness in price. Just being a realist, there's a lot of weakness in price right now. So we at least have to start pushing through 26.3, start getting up towards 27.5, all right? And if you see some clickbait out there and someone says to you, well, guys, all the bulls are just regurgitating the same things to you and they're not being honest with you with price action. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. There is a bear pennant. Hate to say it, but it's the truth. There is a bear pennant. And where does the bear pennant really start? I mean, I guess you should measure it right there. So the bear pennant, if it were to play out, which I don't think it will play out, but I have to draw it because it's present, and I would be doing everyone here, including myself, a disservice if I didn't draw it. If it broke out around there, you'd be talking about going down to 23,000. So I do want to at least make you aware, and this is why I put out the video I put out. Do I think some of these super low price targets are going to come into play? No, I don't think they're going to. But there's a valid reason to pause for concern, as I say in my video. This is a bear pennant right now. So we have to start pushing higher. We need to invalidate this bear pennant. And where can we really start to invalidate the bear pennant? Because you could still have a bear pennant that goes like this. So even if we go up to this price level, even if we start shooting up towards 27,000, we have not negated the bear pennant. I want to make that perfectly clear. The only way we really start to negate the bear pennant, if you see us start pushing up towards 27,500, that's actually a price point I want you guys to keep in mind. To negate this bear pennant, okay? Look for the price to start pushing up towards 27,500, right? Once we start pushing up towards 27,500, you can rest assured the bear pennant's been invalidated. But until then, it's still in play. You could easily have something like this, okay, where we have fallen in price, we have the pole, then we have this pennant, and then we will plummet in value. Okay, we'd have to redraw the target because the target would be a little bit different. But regardless, it would take us much, much lower. So we want to invalidate that. As much as I don't think that's going to play out, it is a valid concern. What's up, Trax? Glad to see you in here. Trax. Why the hell did I just say Trax? Welcome in, Track. What the fuck was that? H-bar, it's not the weekly close I wanted to see. You know, I got all bullish this week. I put out a video on H-bar breaking into the top 20. I see that happening. Nothing has changed about that. We had a lot of volume come in. Look at this uptick in volume. And look what we couldn't even do. Disappointing. Honestly, disappointing. We couldn't close above 6.2 cents. I would have liked to have seen price close above 6.2 cents. Now, we did close at 6.16. So we were very close, H-Barbarians, but still a little disappointing. I wanted to see a little more confidence come into the price and turn this red area of resistance into a green area of support. We didn't see it. What's up, Ugos? So right now for H-Bar, you know, until proven otherwise, as much as I think this thing's going to continue, churning up, okay, there is an absolute argument to be made that, hey, guess what? CBG, you can be bullish on H-Bar all you want, but let's have an honest conversation about the charts. What's H-Bar doing right now? Well, until proven otherwise, let me get these circles off. They're a little distracting. Until proven otherwise, what are we doing right now? We got our higher low, right? Or yes, our higher low. But right now, we have a lower high. See how we have a lower high and a higher low? We need to come in here. We need to take out this area here and start pushing up towards 10 to 11 cents to get that higher high to come in. So until that happens, there is a case to be made that it's just a dead cat bounce. I don't think this is a dead cat bounce. But there is an argument to be made in the chart because it's factual information. It's just a dead cat bounce, right? Give me something, H-Bar. Give me something. Get up to 10 to 11 cents. Come on. Come on. I feel like I'm spotting somebody on bench press. Come on. I was just spotting somebody this week. Who the hell was I spotting? It's always funny when I spot someone. Quick side tangent for anybody who's in the gym. When I spot someone, the first thing I do is I look at them and I say, okay, what's your goal? What are you going for? And they'll say to me, well, I want to get like 3 to 5. And they like say it like all pussy like. I'm like, I want to get like 3 to 5. I'm like, all right, so you're getting 5. You just said 3 to 5, so you're getting 5. I'm not gonna let it fail on you, and I don't want to help you. You're getting 5. So that's how I bench people. You need a lift off? You want to lift off? Okay. All right. Well, I'm not helping you unless you need it, but you're getting 5. So that's how we roll. All right. Don't tell me 3 to 5 and then you're going to pussy out and go for 3. I'm not letting you. You're going for 5. You're not going for 4. You're going for 5 once you give me that range. All right. And that's a story on life. All right. Don't ever settle. Don't ever fucking settle. It's one of the worst things you can do in life. Quite amazing. All right, let's see what else we can take a look at. Guys, AI bags. What's up? You got some crypto AI tokens there, my friend? What else could we take a look at here? Well, we could take a look at total crypto market cap. We could take a look at all the same charts we always look at. Let me take a look at total. I'll take a look at total with you. I want to look at something different, though. What questions do you guys have? I mean, what charts do you want me to take a look at? And do you just have any general questions? Do you have any general questions for me? No, not total too. I want to take a look at total. Let's take a look at the entire cryptocurrency market cap, and let's have a conversation in terms of what price action is doing. Let's look at monthly. Let's really zoom out, all right? Wow, got the scribblies going on here. This is when I was going on one of my tangents. Look at this shit here. What is going on here? I love when I do these live streams. I get all into it. You know, I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know if I shared this with you, but when I was trying to decide what I wanted to do as a major in college, I was deciding between actuarial science and becoming a professor at a university because I love teaching. Did a lot of tutoring way back in the day. And I've said this a couple different times, but this also, doing this YouTube channel, this is an avenue for me to utilize those skills. You know, everyone, not getting religious on you, but everyone has God-given talents. We all do. And I think one of the things that I've noticed is I'm able to explain things, articulate myself very well, explain things very well. So it's one of the reasons that I enjoy doing this channel. I enjoy doing this channel because I enjoy taking something that I understand and then conveying it to an audience that might not otherwise understand it, right? Especially non-technical audiences. It's also something I enjoy doing in my career as an actuary, is being able to take those technical concepts and just dummy it down into layman's terms. Like it's not that complicated. Like put it into layman's terms so that people can understand it. Okay, so let's take a look at what price action is doing on price indicators. It stands for something else. Ooh, keeping it close to the hip. Don't make me guess. Let's just focus on price action. So chances are I put this on a 2-week, which is why the lines aren't making sense. There we go. Couple ways you can draw the descending resistance. I might actually draw it like this. Well, it's about the same. Yeah, so we broke out. As you can see, the main thing to articulate on this chart is we've broken the downward resistance. Now we're just chipping and chopping around. Isn't that the best story of this market, guys? If you had to define the crypto market in the past several months, how would you define it? I would define it as chip chop. Chip chop. It's just been a lot of chip chop. And the correction, again, and I go on in the video to explain this, but the correction that we've seen in crypto, because I do not feel that this is the beginning of some massive correction that's going to bring Bitcoin down to $15,000 or lower. No, I don't see that. Is there a possibility for that? Yes, there's always a possibility, but I don't believe that's going to happen. I believe that we're in a corrective structure right now. And so what I was saying is Bitcoin did go lower than I was anticipating, but the entire market, I mean, look at this. The entire market is just chip chopping around. And something that I wouldn't lose sight of, not a lot to tell you about on the total, honestly. I don't want to waste time on a chart where there's not much to update you on. And this really speaks a lot to where we're at in the cycle. Okay, if you look at the monthly, and there's a video coming out this week that's going to talk about this. Ethereum has been consolidating against Bitcoin very strongly. Very, very strongly. You can see after we made this impulsive wave movement up in May of 21, look what we've been doing. We've just been going sideways this entire time up against this descending area of resistance. When we break that descending area of resistance, I think things are going to get explosive in the altcoin market, not to mention Ethereum. But what this should tell you, one of the things this should tell you that I don't know is being conveyed enough in the community, is that because Ethereum, now you have to keep in mind, Ethereum is that king altcoin, right? No matter what your view is of Ethereum, well, I love HBAR and I love Solana, and that's fine, that's fine. But Ethereum is the #1 altcoin, and what you need to understand for your own benefit, unless you want to exercise hubris and be ignorant to things, so goes Ethereum, so goes the rest of the altcoin market. You need Ethereum to be doing very well. Until there's another altcoin that supplants Ethereum, it's not XRP, it's not HBAR, it's not Caspa, it's not Solano, I'm saying it. It's not Cardano. It's none of those tokens right now. Could one of those perhaps someday supplant it? Sure. But guess what? Not today. Ethereum is the king altcoin. And so if you want to have an understanding of the general health of the altcoin market, look no further than this chart. What I don't think a lot of people are spending enough time talking about, even though Bitcoin is correcting a little harder than I thought it would, but still, we haven't even taken out this low. We haven't taken out this low around, what was it, 24.8? Yeah, 24.8, 24.75. We haven't taken out that low. So even though we've corrected a little harder, Ethereum isn't dumping. Ethereum isn't correcting harder than Bitcoin. In fact, look at this monthly candlestick. What does this monthly candlestick actually tell you? This monthly candlestick tells you the following, and make sure you understand what I'm saying. Even though Ethereum and Bitcoin have corrected this month overall, the correction in Ethereum is less than Bitcoin. That is what this relativity chart monthly value is telling you. It's not telling you that Ethereum has gone up and Bitcoin hasn't. No, both have corrected this month, but Ethereum has corrected less and it's maintained a stronger stance than Bitcoin. That has to give you a hint of something going on in the market. If this was really a harsh dump and Bitcoin was really going to be dumping hard, this would be dumping a lot harder. We'd be down in these areas and we're not. Okay? Now, I do expect as Bitcoin is going to be the leader and driver of value as we begin to entertain values that are superseding prior all-time highs at 69,000. We are going to see, in my opinion, a drop in dominance on Ethereum, and we're going to see the relativity values sort of bleed down a little bit. But I think we're going to see a massive move up in this chart, so we'll have to see. But this should give you sort of a, I can't think of the right word. This should give you a little inside information that not a lot of people are talking about, that, hey, even though there's a little bit more weakness and annoying, quite frankly, annoying and frustrating chip chop in the market for investors in this market who are quite impatient, quite frankly. Even though that's the case, Ethereum is expressing a lot of strength in the price. I actually think that's maybe the top thing you could take away from today's live stream. No matter what is going on in the market, don't lose sight of the fact Ethereum is holding up very well relative to Bitcoin. Not a lot of people are talking about that. Instead, what they're doing is they're putting thumbnails out about there being a bloodbath in crypto and a crash in crypto and 15,000 in Bitcoin. It just makes me want to vomit when I look at some of these thumbnails. Even from some channels that I might tune into once in a while, I start to see certain things. It just turns me off to not want to tune into the channel. Because there's a fine line as a content creator. It's one of the things I myself, and I've been really transparent with you guys. It's one of the lines that I've made sure myself not to cross. And to me, it has to do with integrity. I will err on the side of caution to not put a thumbnail out that is clickbaity versus putting something out that's clickbaity. Maybe I put something out that grabs your attention and is like, wow, I need to watch this video. That's called marketing and advertising. But whatever that thumbnail says has credibility behind it because the substance in the video supports the thumbnail. I'm not putting shit out to tug on your emotional strings. I can't do that. I'm going to go on a little bit of a tirade here. I don't want to, but I always want to look back on my life and know I did the right thing for the right reason. And I can't put shit out on YouTube just because it's going to get me a couple extra views. I can't do that shit. Like I just can't do it. It just makes me want to vomit when I think about it. All right, let's go. Let's see what other charts. Guys, you have any questions for me? I've been going on and on and on and on and on. We're on this live stream nearly 30 minutes and wanted to see what other questions you have. Let's take a look at Solana. I see it's down. Solano. Let's take a look at Solano. Solana. I see it's down a little bit here. Okay. Again, not really much new to share here other than I'm going to turn this into a red area of resistance. This is Solano, as Jim Cramer would say on the weekly. Guys, what do we have going on here? We have higher highs and higher lows, right? Even though we wicked all the way down here, you have to be able to parse emotion from intellect and logic and education. I understand maybe we wicked lower than you expected at $19.93, okay? But the question you have to ask yourself is this low not higher than this low, which is higher than this low? Guys, we have higher lows here. The chart, I put out a video on Solana on August 15th, okay? So that was just this past week. It has gotten virtually no views. And it's disappointing because I actually am very proud of that video and feel that I explained the structure of Solana very well. And I know a lot of you actually are into Solana, so I would encourage you to watch it if you haven't watched it. But one of the things I spoke to in that video is that when you zoom out, I don't really give two shits what your belief is fundamentally of the project. This is a beautiful chart. It's the same thing I said about XDC. Look what happened to XDC and how hard that thing pumped. Props to Encash official Nick for that one. Look how beautiful that chart pumped just based on technicals alone. You can tell me fundamentals, but as a chartist, just looking at the chart, the thing was beautiful. Solana looks beautiful. I mean, I don't even, quite frankly, care what the fundamentals are on this thing because I'm looking at this thing from a pure TA perspective and it looks beautiful to me. Of course, I shouldn't say I don't care. If you have fundamentals to back up a technical view like this, I mean, that's even more power. Hence the conversations I've had about Caspa. I mean, if you compare something that technically has a beautiful chart and then fundamentally is beautiful in nature too, ding, 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 winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right, we got some questions. Finally, some questions. Thank you. I don't want to run this whole live stream myself. I need some questions coming in here. This is going to be a quick live stream. Curtis, thank you for the positive feedback. I appreciate it. I've been putting a lot of time into this channel lately, so thank you. Ricky, CBG, do you reckon alts might start taking off before BTC and then catch up to them based on the charts? Now, wait, let me think about this question. Do you reckon alts might start taking off before Bitcoin and then catch up to them based? Well, here's what I think, Ricky. I think that it's very possible that as Bitcoin starts to consolidate here and hopefully move up shortly, because I hit on that in my video, I really want to see a V-shaped recovery here. As we move up here, what you could see in dominance, based on how the dominance chart is looking, you could see Bitcoin dominance actually start to decrease because alts actually could have a little bit of a harder run here. But I think ultimately when Bitcoin does correct, okay, let's say we get all the way up to like 43,000, as Bitcoin starts to correct, I think your alts are going to correct harder. It's not really, so during this time I'm saying, yeah, I could theorize that maybe your alts outpace Bitcoin. Okay, and you see a bleed in dominance. But then I think what's going to happen is as we correct, okay, let's say we get up to 43,000. As we correct, so we get up here, okay, 43,000 just hypothetically. As we correct down to 35 or 36,000, right, your alts are going to bleed more than Bitcoin, so the dominance will go up. And then as we start to rise in Bitcoin, this is what I think is going to happen. The dominance is going to continue to rise. Dominance will continue to rise in Bitcoin all the way until around this point. All the way until around this point. And I think ultimately once Bitcoin gets very close to breaking its all-time high, but ultimately breaks its all-time high, that is when you are going to have a significant run in altcoins. Now, I will say I was leaning towards Bitcoin breaking its all-time high this year. Okay? Still leaning towards the euphoric top based on how the charts are pairing out. I've shared this with you guys. Still leaning towards the blow-off top in the early part of next year going into the halving. But breaking all-time high, I was still leaning this year. based on this correction, for that thesis to remain intact, we need to see a V-shaped recovery because, again, if we're down here for 3-4 weeks at this level, I don't see that happening. So that's why I'm saying, and it's I don't want people to confuse my words. I'm not getting bearish on the charts. Macro, I'm still monumentally bullish. It's just what I'm starting to question is, could I be wrong? Could we get a harsher correction than I'm anticipating? And now this whole run that I've been talking about is going to take longer than I'm anticipating. And so I want to see a V-shaped recovery come in here. Great question, Ricky. I hope that answered it. I hope that was helpful. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, Kathleen, not excited about too much right now. There you go. That about says it. This is the catalyst this week. What? Powell will give a policy speech on Friday at the annual Jackson Holes. All right. Powell is likely to signal patience about further rate hikes while still leaving the door open and pushing back on the prospects for rate cuts. Okay, Ross, I want you to listen up. And I want everyone to listen up who doesn't know this, who's new to the channel. Drop me a comment if you're new to the channel. I love actually talking about fundamentals. Now, this channel is designed to cover technical analysis. Okay, it can only benefit you from learning some things about technical analysis. I still to this day have no idea how people buy and sell things if they don't understand how to read a chart. I have no idea. I love talking about fundamentals, man. I'd go out, I'd grab a beer with you, actually not grab a beer. Let's grab a whiskey. Let's sit down. Let's have an old fashioned. Let's talk about shit in the market. But I don't want you to confuse my perspective on things. My line of thinking has changed over time. It's evolved. And the way I believe things work in practice is that news follows the charts. The charts don't follow the news, meaning we're not waiting for a news catalyst event to come in to spur this chart up, okay? If the charts are signaling something with a higher probability, there'll be a news event that comes in that triggers price action, but it was already foretold because of the probabilities associated with the data that we've been presented with. So the news follows the charts. I hope that makes sense. So I could care less what comes out of that, except if it provides good conversation. Something I am thinking about, by the way, for this channel. I have all sorts of thoughts for this channel kind of moving down the road. I think for now, long-term perspective, I still would like this channel to be a daily TA live stream. But I also have thoughts about how I would like to bring in, I think at a different point in my life, when I'm in a different point in my life and I can live stream a little bit more, I am thinking about how I could bring into the channel content that is more fundamentally based. Because I do like having fundamental conversations. It's just at the end of the day, the charts are the number one thing that guide my decisions, right? You could tell me all day, all right? You could tell me, I'm not going to name projects. You could tell me all day that there's a project out there that's going to change the world. Everyone's going to use it, right? And I could sit there and have a conversation with you and it could be intellectually stimulating. But if the chart looks like garbage, I'm not going to be too excited about investing in it, right? Versus if a chart looks exciting and you're downplaying and saying the fundamentals aren't that great, and I'm looking at the chart and saying, well, the chart is like really good, I'd be more likely to put money in the chart because the chart's going to tell me at the end of the day how price performance is until proven otherwise, right? So I put most of my emphasis on TA and then followed by the fundamentals. A chart for me to, and I'm curious if anyone wants to share what their philosophy is, for me to truly invest in something, number one, the chart has to look good. If the chart doesn't look good, I'm not investing. I might take like a small play in it, but I'm not investing. The chart needs to look good. Number two, if I'm investing, I need to understand something fundamentally about the project that seems extremely advantageous. They have a strong team, they have a strong project, strong fundamentals of the project itself, the tokenomics, as it will. Yeah, there has to be some strong fundamental rationale for me to take a large position because the projects, I'm not going to disclose in order of size my largest projects, But the larger projects that I own and invest in, it's not just the technicals, it's the fundamentals. So, guys, I am going to sign off. But before I sign off, one quick something real quick I want to share with you before you start clicking out of here. First off, thank you for tuning in. I know that I'm going live at a different time. I thought this would be a little bit more helpful for you guys than doing a Friday live stream. We're doing a weekly close. Secondly, as I said at the top of the hour, I am traveling for business, so it's going to be very hard for me to live stream this week. So I don't know how many days I'm going to live stream this week. I can't promise you that. Thirdly, I'm still putting out a few TA videos this week, namely the most important video you could watch this week, released tomorrow. Make sure you watch that Bitcoin video and share it around on Discord and Twitter. But appreciate everyone tuning in. Everyone have a nice evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you're at. Hope you have a great start to the week. Hopefully things are only on the upside to start the week out this week. It's been a little rough end of the week, so we'll have to see how things go this next week or two. You'll hear my thoughts in that Bitcoin video. So until next time, everybody, let's all spread awareness and carry the education forward. Take care, everybody. Good to see everyone. Thank you for showing up.